Yo, what's up? This is Diamond from TETRARCH, and you're watching Loud TV.
So yeah, today we are with Diamond from TETRARCH.
Hey, perfect. You said it perfect. TETRARCH.
Yeah,
There you go.
You are a good teacher. And yeah, so there is a new album, fantastic new album after some EPs in the past, and an album that you have released. And I think you have worked with A.L. Levy in the past.
We have. Yeah, we have. We worked with AL on an EP back in 2012, actually. So we've known him for a long time. He's from our hometown. So
yeah, I've heard that you are quite in a Neometal style. You know, it's your reference, I would say, but it's more than that. You know.
Yeah. It's funny, like when a lot of the press was coming out and stuff with the first couple of singles, and it's like a lot of new metal, but people who actually like hear the record, they're like, there's definitely new metal on there, but it's not just new metal. I'm like, I know. It's really hard to put us in like a box. You know, we have so many different influences on this record. We have songs that really pull from the new metal influence, but then we have like some songs that kind of have our metalcore, and some. That's why we just kind of call ourselves metal, because it's like there's so many different elements to it. We just love being a heavy band that has those big, catchy, hooky choruses. Sometimes guitar solos, sometimes not. We just kind of like to do what serves the songs best. So yeah, we're excited about the record, though. We'll see what everyone thinks.
Yeah,
It's really interesting because, you know, especially nowadays, it's like there's not even a lot of metal bands that come around that have like, you know, singers anymore, kind of like was like back then. Like they sing, but you know what I mean, like where you see Jonathan Davis, like he's like primarily a singer, but he screams sometimes, or you know, Corey Taylor, that can really just do both really well. I think that kind of gives us that comparison too, because Josh is a singer and is very melody driven as far as how we write music, and he also screaming is just like, you know, a cherry on top versus like, you know, his vocal style completely. And I think sometimes when people hear that nowadays, like before, it's kind of like, okay, so what? He just sings. But like nowadays, it's actually more rare than it used to be. So I think a lot of that helps, and just having like the heavy instrumentation with like that like clean melodic vocal type thing is just kind of nostalgic.
So you have moved from Atlanta to LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
For your band?
Yes. Yeah. So we moved about what was that? 2015, September 2015 when we moved.
So it proves the way you are very motivated, you know, to travel to across the United States of America. So it's it's like yeah, it's
Yeah.
sacrifice. Would you say that?
Oh, definitely, you know, and all of us are like really close to our family and stuff. So like that part is tough, just being away from, you know, that far away from family all the time, you know, is kind of a bummer. But we also have been working at this since we were in middle school. Like, this is what we want to do. We know this is what we want to do, and we know you have to make sacrifices for it. And so it was just kind of part of it. It was something we needed to do for ourselves, and it's paid off.
Was it hard to find the good the good record label?
You know, it's not so hard. Like when you're a band and you kind of start getting to where we got to last year, it's not hard to find labels that are interested. You know, they're abundant, but sometimes it takes a minute to find that label that believes in you just as much as you believe in yourselves, to offer you the deal that you want and that you're willing to accept, and, you know, really prove that you know, they believe in you and your future as a band, and
Yeah.
you're not just like, you know, a cash grab to the label. And like Napalm made us really made us feel that way, that they were also looking at the long term success of our band like we were. and becoming like a big career headlining band like we want to be. So they really proved that to us. And, we love the fact that they are overseas because, with the type of band we want to be, we have to be a worldly band. And, with their help, we can have the reach that we need to become that band. And it's been great to just see how they help us tap into overseas and the fans over there and just reaching, so many people that we couldn't on our own as an independent band. So the partnership with them has been nothing but a positive so far. We're really excited about it.
You worked with Dave Otero
We did, yes.
in studio.
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
It's really good. We really enjoy working with Dave. I tell people all the time, like, working with Dave is like such a comfortable environment. Like when you're creating and you're making a record, you want to feel comfortable, like you need to be in a comfortable environment with like-minded people to be, we're artists. So to be able to be as creative as possible. And Dave's really cool about that. And he knows how we work. He knows how Josh and I like things. He knows we like to have the final say on everything. So like, and he doesn't push us on anything that we don't want to do because he knows it won't work anyways. So he's very good at knowing like how we work and adding to things to make them so much better. And it's super cool because he's like known as the extreme death metal producer with Cattle Decapitation and Allegiant and even Chemist and stuff like that. But what most people don't know about him is he's just such a well-rounded producer. Like he has a great singing voice, like a really, really good singing voice. He like blushes every time I say that, but it's amazing. He has such a good singing voice. He comes up with really, really cool harmonies, like vocal harmonies and stuff. So he's really good at like helping with, us like build these huge hooky choruses, but he's also like the heavy guy. So like if there's ever a part where we're like, we want to go, we're going heavy and we just need that extra push to just make it just nasty, he's the guy to help us with that too. So he's just a very, very good producer to work with, and like co-producing this album with him, just like Freak, was really good and beneficial.
We can feel this brutal touch, like on the drums, and
Yeah.
we can say maybe you are quite Neometal, but there are some parts they are heavy as
Yeah,
like
I know.
really, really brutal drums, like especially on the Negative Noise or
Mm-hmm.
Take a Look Inside,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it's cool. Like we were really stoked about that, and I know like even the end of Take a Look Inside. Actually, the interview I was just on, they were like, "Oh my god, that part was so heavy," and it's really cool because with that song, we had ended it completely different. We had like gone into a chorus and ended it, and Dave's like, just feel like we do that a lot. Let's just end it gross. Let's just make it gross and just like it falls apart at the end. And we're like, all right. So like we wrote this heavy, heavy part and it ended up just coming out really, really sick. So he really helps with stuff like that. And we're excited for people to hear that element too.
What about your guitar effect? Because there are a lot of effects on your guitar parts,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very fresh, as I said in the very beginning. There are so many. It's really different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What a lot of people are hearing is like that kind of, we call it the freak tone because we used it on the song Freak on our last album. But it's kind of that like that corn, like really spooky guitar effect. I use that all over the record. Um to add textures to a lot of stuff. With the whammy, I went a little whammy crazy on this record, but it was fun. So, but yeah, it's really just it's like a reverb, delay, a univibe, a chorus, with an overdrive pedal. It's not too much, but it's literally all over the record. So, but it's like my newfound love of an effect. But then there's some other variations, like where some of them will be played, with a clean tone, some with heavy, some might not have the chorus on. So it's like kind of a mixture of that one tone, just, configured differently. But yeah, I had a lot of fun just messing around with different tones and effects and stuff on this record.
So would it be difficult for you on stage with such effects, or?
No, because I have a MIDI switcher too. So like I don't have to tap dance. I kind of just can program each patch to like, turn all the pedals on or all the pedals off or whatever. So yeah, I won't be up there tap dancing too much. It'll just be a lot of MIDI switching. So that's fine. I
Okay.
can't I can't quite run around as much with some of these songs because I do have to switch so often. But we'll get it figured out.
Hmm. Um, when you read the lyrics, unstable lyrics, uh, it seems that it's very chaotic with for for your singer.
Yeah, I mean, when we started writing the lyrics to this record, we knew that we wanted it to be like a relatable record for people. Like we knew we wanted it to be angsty, but something that like anybody who listened, they could find something that they could relate to on it. Like there's certain topics that everybody kind of goes through and everyone knows what like pain feels like or being heartbroken or, just whatever. We wanted to choose things that people could connect with. So whether it was like a personal experience of Josh's or somebody that we really care about or, just him being empathetic to other situations or whatever, we just pulled from that. So like some are personal, some are not. But they're all like real life topics, that everybody at some point to some capacity can connect with.
Hmm. And what about the topics and the relation with the artwork that we can see? With
Yeah.
it's very surprising artwork.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when the artist sent this back, it was pretty cool. Basically, you have like a kid kind of like he's in a mental institution essentially, and that's a doctor behind him. We threw some like brain scans over top of it, just kind of to play more on the whole unstable aspect of just like being kind of mentally um uncomfortable or mentally just like out of it for a period of time, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So like it could be, some people feel unstable for a day and then they're fine. Some people their whole entire life they don't feel mentally right. um it could be for anybody, you know what I'm saying? So we just really wanted to play on that, and like I said, once again, the whole relatable thing. So the cover just kind of is a play on the whole idea of just instability.
And I
Yeah.
think you can't wait to play those new songs on live on
I
stage.
I can't wait. We're really excited. We always write with live in mind, and we know what songs are going to be really cool live. We've already started practicing, and we see what songs are going to probably go over super super well. Over here in America, they're looking at like summer, fall, starting implementing shows and tours again in fall. So we're hoping it's closer than sooner than later. But as soon as we can, we'll be on the road, and we're hoping to make this touring cycle about close to 2 years long. So we're looking forward to it.
Will you start your live shows by Texas? Because I think it's already opened, right?
Texas never really closed. Let's be honest. Texas and Florida, so, but it's looking like even LA, it started opening up a lot of stuff this week, and even New York, I think, mentioned they were going to start live shows to small capacity, but gradually getting bigger April 1st. So it's starting. So hopefully we don't have any kind of like backwards motion, but knock on, we'll see.
What do you want to play? Have you ever played to Europe and France?
We have never been overseas. We've played everywhere in America, never been overseas. So we are so excited to finally get over there everywhere. So we can't wait. We can't wait.